Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Breaking Bedrock. My name is Fiasco. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we begin high flying in the skies above, misjudged that entry. We'll get better at that. Above our little harbor here, and you can see I've made a bit of progress here. I did want to chronicle this part of the stage a little bit better than I did the last part. I want to give more updates while I'm building and maybe take you through a few more things personally. I kind of felt bad about missing out on that last time. So what have we been doing? Well, you'll notice I have 7 XP, which means I was killed by a zombie, and I moved that zombie into here, the Coliseum that I have built, and this is my zombie villager converter. Ow. Now let me go through what has transpired in my little time here away from the camera. I have been trying to figure out the proper way to go about the villager trading conversion zombie process. Now, there are designs online for a zombie villager converter. It's super nice. The guy just rolls in on a track, on a cart. The zombie converts the guy, then he gets swooshed away, and they're amazing. The problem is, they don't seem to work for me. None of them do. I tried several designs. That's what this little structure here was for. And it didn't work. They kept popping out of the minecarts, and then they wouldn't go back into the minecart. So, after many hours of that and killing several villagers, I originally had 3 of them down here, and yeah, the 2 of them are dead. So let's not talk about those guys anymore, because that is just unfortunate side effects of this process. So now I have just done it in a way that is much more pleasing to me, and that is trial by combat. They are going to duke it out in front of me, and then I am just going to manually place down boats and whatnot to wrangle them up afterwards, and it shouldn't be too difficult. I'm thinking if I lay some track around, then I can just plop down carts as well. That might be a good idea. So yeah, that is where we are at with this, and I believe this guy can be converted one more time. I've done a bunch with him, and he might be on his final conversion, actually, now that I look at it. I ended up going with a Power 5 trade right off the bat. This is my first librarian that I've converted since my first little mending guy up there. And I went with Power 5. That's not my main choice for a first enchantment librarian, but it is the best bow power enchantment that you can get, which is great because our current one only has Power 3, and it's already pretty powerful. Power 5 bows are one of the best weapons in the entire game, so he's great, but originally this was 50 emeralds, and now we've got him down to just 1. So I can make 1 purchase with him and some books, and we'll be set basically on Power 5 forever. So super happy about that. So maybe I won't take him through the process again. Also, his particles look a little different because of an add-on. I was hoping the add-on would change the particles that are currently in front of my face, which bother the living daylight out of me, but they didn't. They changed the particles in front of other entities, which is actually not desirable. So I'm going to need to do a little bit of switching around with that and see if I can find an add-on that actually changes my particles. If anyone knows of an add-on like that, please drop the link, because that would help me greatly. So I was actually going to do a demonstration here in our new Coliseum and have him converted again, but all I would do is break that, have them do their thing, retrap the zombie and that guy, and then we would be good. And I think maybe what I'll do is maybe I'll rearrange the boats a little bit and have some more boats just lying around. I don't know. We'll figure this out. I haven't really given it a full test drive yet. I also need to find a way to get the librarian out of here once he is fully converted. And so this is my holdup here, is I built this to get the villagers down here, and it works great, and it didn't even take that long to build, but it is now in the way of my town planning, because I am doing this the stupid way, and I'm just kind of building the town up as I go along. So you'll see, like, the Coliseum just kind of went here because I felt like that was a good spot for it. There's a a little alleyway back here. Now, bear in mind, all of the ground and whatnot will be changed to look like a real town, and some of the cobble will be replaced and all that jazz, but this right here is going to be a main road. I think I'm going to turn this into... this originally I wanted to be a butcher shop, because I thought that that would be a great place for it, right off the harbor here. But now maybe we'll switch this to something else. I kind of went with a neat dark build palette, these grays and that nether brick. And so maybe something a little bit darker in here. Or maybe some clerics? Something that I can't fit a lot of villagers in here. So maybe like 1, 2, 3. Like I can get like a handful in here. So something that doesn't require a ton of trading can go well in there. And then I think for my librarians, I better go and sleep actually. So before I go tearing this thing down and moving it, I'm just going to have it drop a little more straight down and then have the line go down the bottom. You'll see what I mean. It'll just be less intrusive. This was only ever meant to be temporary, of course, and I did end up putting it right smack dab in the middle of where I'm supposed to be building this silly little town, so that was an oversight on my part. And these rail lines have moved 1,000 times. Oh, this is a villager converter that I saw on a Waddles video. Tried it, didn't work for me. So that has also been replaced. That was one of the many strategies that I tried for villager converting before we ended up in the ThunderDome, which is what this will be called because Mad Max. So this is not 100% done yet. I might extend these to be walls all the way down on the bottoms of these platforms, or at the very least, I'll add some supports here just to make it make a little more sense physics-wise. That platform shouldn't be held up by nothing. But we can wait on that until kind of the rest of this area is a little more true to what this town is going to be. I do need to do some serious planning so that I don't build myself into a corner. You can see this is already quite low compared to this, so I'm going to need to make a way where this road kind of naturally slumps back down, at least for a little while here, to access the Colosseum. So, yeah, lots of work to do, but I think what we're going to do right off the bat, right now, while it's in my mind, is build a stall for our first librarian, because our librarians are going to populate this area here. There's lots of room here, and they're just going to have maybe a couple to a stall, and they're going to have these cute little stalls, and this will just be like the scholar trading area of the port. And I might save some space in the center here for a statue, which maybe I'll design a statue of myself. Haha! I've never done that before, and I've seen them, and they're always so cute, and, you know, I mean, this is my town. This is my area. I can build a statue to myself if I feel like it. So that I will leave a little bit of space for, and that might be coming down the pipe later on. But for now, let me gather some supplies, and then let's get building some stalls. Okay, so let's think about this logically. A stall will need... we're going to push this pretty far up back here. So the villager will probably stand here. So in front of him should be his lectern. And then we're going to go there and there. And I think we'll probably just do these stalls 3 wide. And let's see if we can cover that up. That doesn't look too bad. Maybe we will have to make these a little wider than 3 actually. But let's just see how this turns out for right now. So let's build up 1, 2, then 3, 4. And let's eat our foods. Crunch, crunch. Oh, crunch, 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 crunch. And close that back up. And yes, this is going to be a very tiny little stall, but it'll still be pretty darn cute. So let's close that up there, and then I will eventually put one there as well. And maybe even put some trapdoors on top of these. So goodness forbid if a mob ever does get up to these guys, they shouldn't be able to attack them still because they'll be too far away and they won't be able to jump up. Now, I think for our tops, we're just going to go with some colored wool, and I don't want this to look stupid. Building a statement of the year. Boy, I hope this doesn't look stupid. So let's do that. And then I think with all of the stalls, I'm just going to maybe alternate colors and then just change up the colors based on the area. So let's start with that. Also, I incorporated some black and red wool in our ThunderDome design, which I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. So let's go another white, another green, and then this white should go down here. Now that doesn't look terrible. I think maybe this needs to go like that. That's too dummy thick now. Okay, let's try a different design. And let's just see what happens. So maybe we don't go in the fronts like that. So I do like this shape. I think that that's where it's at. I think that the trick now is going to be, oops, let's get rid of you. The trick now, I think, is just going to be getting these fronts to where I'm happy with them, and that might just be as simple as that. Okay, we are just going to play around with this a tiny bit more, and this is often why I omit a lot of the building process from my videos, is because it is a lot of me second-guessing myself and trying to come up with stuff that I think looks good, but is really so subjective that we might go through a few designs where I'm like, oh wow, I love this, and y'all might be like, no, that's the ugliest thing I've ever seen. And so it is kind of a subjective process. But at the end of the day, that's what Minecraft is about. Sometimes you need to screw around with this kind of stuff to really see what you like and what you don't. And that's how you learn new things, and that's how you learn what's working and what isn't working, and kind of the areas that you need to improve upon as a builder. I think that looks better without the drop downs now that we're looking at it. I don't think that this is big enough for full drop downs. Okay, that does look better. It's looking a little thin, I think, is the problem. So what happens if we just get rid of these and match the roof, the ceiling, the canopy, if you will, to the size of the stall? So that does look cuter, but now it looks too tall. So I think maybe our solution is to just make this one wider. And just like that, I like that so much more. And we can always add in a bunch of little details, of course. And by little details, I mean just more fences, basically. And I think that that will do a lot to give it a little bit more character. And I don't think that I need to worry too terribly much about the character in the ceiling here, because we're going to have so many of these and they'll be so colorful. And I'll even switch up the wood types that we use and whatnot. So at the end of the day, this should have a lot of character just on the size of it and the merit, of course. I gotta sleep. The more often I sleep, the less likely I am to get ravaged by a lightning storm. So until they fix that bug, that is going to be my life. Let's grab that wool there. And this does wonders for adding a little bit of color into this otherwise extremely earthy palette that we have laid out here. Again, I will stress that everything that you see here so far is a rough-in and not totally detailed yet. So don't judge quite yet. Now I'm going to remove this just temporarily because our librarian might not link to it if it is here before him. Let's see here. Let's get some rails in place and let's get our librarian over here. So now I need to connect this spaghetti mess with our current librarian, who is on the other side there. So I don't think that there's really a good way for me to get these guys out right now. I'm just going to get our friend here out, and it was kind of unfortunate that he ended up right by the door there. So let's just pop out right here, also making use of that terracotta that we had collected earlier that I haven't used up until now, except for in that building right there. That is blue terracotta, and this is red terracotta. And red terracotta against diorite actually looks really, really good. It kind of gave that Maximus Decimus gladiator feel that I was hoping to achieve with this dome here, the ThunderDome. So, pretty happy with how that turned out. Now I'm going to... let's run this whole rail first. All right, my friend, you are on your way to your new permanent home. And I'll add some more lights to make sure that you're safe for sure, but that should be it. And now, if we hopefully see some particles here... nope, not there. Indeed, yes. Maybe I'll just put it like that. Particles, yay! Okay, great. Now our friend here is actually, it looks better on this side. Interesting. Our friend here is linked. This is his new permanent home. I'm going to get rid of that and plop you in there. Add our fence post in, and this is you, my friend. You will serve us well here until your last breath, which will hopefully not be very soon. Please don't die. It's actually taken quite a long time to get you to this point, so I need you. You're an investment, and that Power 5 trade, now that you are in place... I only have 1 emerald. Oh, no. Oh, but I've got paper. I can trade for more. Now that you are in place, we can actually do our trading for the first time. So let's get rid of a bunch of junk here, because likely this will fill up my inventory. Of course it's rain. Does it rain more in mushroom biomes? Come on, I just want nice weather. Let's put our stuff away and do a little bit of trading here. Also, 24 to 6 paper for a trade, huge difference, massive. That is going to save us a lot. And now, okay, Power 2, not a great second trade, but let's see, we'll get, oh, that looks good. That was all 9 of my emeralds, and I haven't even burnt out the trade yet. So Power 5, we have got a ton of that. And you know what I might do? Is add some chests. Ideally, I would add a barrel in here, just because they're a little more compact, but barrels will screw up my villager linking when I try to get someone else linked up. That'll make them fishermen, I believe. So we don't want to do that, but I will add some chests, maybe in this slot right beside them. Let's do that right now. Like that. Oh, perfect. And I could even put a trapdoor on it if I wanted to, but that's not necessary. And then I will just straight up store my enchanted books and everything that I buy from these guys right beside them. And I should put signs. That's another great idea. Like that for now. And that looks kind of dark. So let's just pop you on there. And that's not as bright as I wanted it to be. What about you? You? Oh, boy. Okay. Okay, yeah. I thought that ink was a little bit easier to see than this. That's kind of disappointing, if I'm being honest. But what are you gonna do? It's also nighttime now. Maybe that's what's doing it. Yeah, maybe I will experiment with a few different sign and ink combinations to kind of see what stands out the best right now. But let's see if I can, and I think it might be in my rail box now that I think about it. Let's plop down a little light for our friend here just so that he is extra safe, and we can move on to our next task, which is actually, oh, that looks terrible. I wanted that to look good. Oh, no. Okay. Okay, I think the white actually does stand out the most for right now. And I believe in the new beta, they have changed this so that it actually does stand out and it doesn't look so terrible. I think I remember seeing a video about that just recently. So hopefully that gets implemented soon, maybe a hotfix type thing, because yeah, that's a little disappointing. And I know the glow ink that's coming will completely change that forever, but for now, we're stuck with that, I guess. Now all I need to do is this, but about 5 million more times. After I sleep, of course. Okay, now that I have shared kind of the process and what I'm going through right now, I think I am going to stop recording and do a bit of a time jump here, because this does take quite a while. Just getting one villager to have the right trade takes a long time, and then getting that villager converted several times takes another long while. So it is a long process, and it might continue to be a bit of a work in progress, much like our other projects. But I do think that I want to get some stonemasons in here maybe next. We did our one librarian kind of as a pilot project so I could see how things were working out. That's how we decided to do the ThunderDome. But I think I'm going to allot one of these spaces for stonemasons. Maybe this one. It will need to be a space where I can house several of them now that I think about it. So I might upgrade this to a 2-story and make this our stonemason house, because this is kind of stonemasony. I guess regular bricks would make more sense, but either way, we need bricks for the next phase of our tower. At least I think we do. Now that I have waited so long before making the next phase, I've kind of started to second guess it, which is bad, but I mean, hey, all's well that ends well, and I'm sure it will all end well. So let's focus on the next stage, and that is just getting some stonemasons in place. Maybe 5 or 6 of them. And the good thing about stonemasons is I don't even think that they really need to be converted, because the trade that I want is always the cheapest. It's always 1 emerald. So not really sure what to do about that. We'll see. Okay, now here is hoping that everything goes well. So, oh, there's a nitwit in there. Okay, if we get the nitwit, we have to kill them. I apologize to anyone who likes nitwits, but that's... Oh, no. Okay. Let's see what happens here. Let's try my new nitwit disposal unit. He goes down there and... Oh, I wanted him to fly off so badly. All right. Goodbye. Are you kidding me? How did you survive that? Okay, well... Oh, fire? Oh, I don't want you to escape. All right, well, I don't want the others to be mad at me, but maybe they didn't... Maybe that won't register because we're far enough away? And if they are mad at me, then we'll just have to wait, I guess. That's okay. I mean, we just can't have a nitwit. There's literally no point in me breaking one of those down, so that had to happen eventually. Unfortunately, part of villager breeding is the nitwits. Now let's do a real test. And turn you off. A real villager. Here we go. Okay, so let's see here. Now, will you like that? Yes! Okay. Sweet. So what I meant by stonemasons being the cheapest is that this trade right here is actually always 1 emerald for 10 bricks, which I love because bricks are what I need. But I think that we might do a little bit of converting work with all of our villagers, even the ones with the gravy trades right off the bat, because if this is discounted, like, it's nonstop. And eventually, stonemasons do have some really good trades, like for quartz down the line, and if that was discounted, that would be amazing. So, unfortunately, sir, so we are going to trade with you, so congratulations on that. And that will just lock him in as our stonemason, because we want them to have careers before they go in for conversion. So this actually might work out if I just put a switcher on the line right here. And then will this do what I want it to? Oh, it will. Oh, excellent. Okay, great. So we can do that and then just usher this fella right on in here, where he is to be, gladiatorized. He's gonna get his face eaten. There's no way around it. You're gonna probably see it eventually. So yeah, let's just get that out of the way. And I think we will end this episode with a bout in the gladiator arena. So what I need to do is block that off. I'm going to, I guess I don't even really need to break that for this fella. I do want to move this one though. So Let's lay down some rails, just kind of willy-nilly, right there and right there, so that I have a place to lay their carts when we are done. I've got a free hand to grab that cart, and here's how it's gonna go down. I am going to break that. I am going to run over here like a coward. He is going to target that villager. I will get this thingy, and then everything is stonks. So that's the plan. Okay. Sorry, dude, you're not gonna like this. Don't look behind you! Okay, perfect. I'm going to grab this cart. I'm going to throw this. Oh, wow, it's really taking a while. Okay, great. And that worked out literally perfect. There we go. Perfect. And with my box over here, I can just plop that down, give him one of those, and myself, apparently, not super smart, but that's how I roll, and one of those, and then we wait. And after some waiting, here we are, and our friend is now discounted. And we are going to convert him a few more times because that is just the proper way to do things. Even though it does take quite a while, it's the right way to do it. And I think, you know what, I'll wait. I got a bunch of extra stone here so that I could buy and show you the process, but I think we're going to convert him a few more times first. So that was conversion number 1. I can do it up to 5 times. I don't know if I'm going to do it up to 5 for every single villager, especially these stonemasons. Not right off the bat, at least, because if I do like their trades down the line, I can always bring them back into the ThunderDome and have them converted 5 times for maximum trades. But if their final trade is something that I don't really like or don't really want, then it's not a big deal either way. So how about I'll do each stonemason 2 times. That seems like a good even number to start off with, and then the ones that we like we will convert later on, and the ones that we don't like will just sit there and live their lives all happy as can be. But that is, I think, where we're going to end the episode. Let me know if you want me to do more building in episodes in the future. Last episode, I really noticed that I skimped out on a lot of the building details, and I'm not sure if that's something you guys want to see, or if you just want to see me jump to the next stage of building, you know, bigger leaps. So let me know what you think. I know we just took care of that one little stall today, but that's just a little taste of what the building process is like with me. It's a lot of self-doubt, it's a lot of tearing down, but at the end of the day, I'm usually happy with how we end up. So with that, I will say goodbye. That's all from me. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Fiasco, and I will catch you in the next one.